Okay, right, Chris, what we're going to do, we're going to position you in the weir with Stephen. I need you to do everything he tells you to do because it's still a dangerous place to be. You will be cold, but what we'll do, we'll rescue you first by a method we call live baiting. So Lewis will swim out to you, he'll grab you by the shoulders and straps to the back of you, and then he'll drag you back in. So you just float in, you just get dragged, all right? Try not to swallow any water as well because it's not the cleanest water in the world. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Do a little bit of an Oscar-winning performance when we say go, help. But the scenario is that you and Stephen have been canoeing, you've been dragged over the weir, you're stuck in the weir, you can't get out, slightly injured, and the only way you're going to get out there is you're going to have to be rescued. So Steve will have the canoe and the oar, you'll be stood next to him. So you'll be rescued first by Lewis. Just do what you've been told to do, yeah. But he'll actually turn you around, he'll grab all your shoulder straps and he'll swim back. So you just float to be dragged.
Okay.
Happy, Chris?
Yeah, happy.
Yeah, just about to get thrown in the water. Are you looking forward to it?
I don't know if I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I live literally 20 yards around the corner and I come over this bridge in Paddy and I see the weir and I always think that's going rate of knots and now I'm going to get lobbed in the bottom of it. I was all kind of Bertie Big Boy walking up to it, and now kind of I'm riverside, and you can hear the roar of it. It's going to be, it's going to be interesting. And I've got my goggles on to stop my contact lenses falling out, so I look really cool.
You do look amazing.
Thanks.
But you have got a football strip on that I know you're quite glad about.
I've got a very old Spurs kit on from I think 1999. It is mine. Which I'm not fussed about getting dirty. Told to not drink any of the water. I hadn't planned on having a big glass full, but we might get the old droplet that falls in, so that'd be good. We tested the Paddy and plumbing later on.
But I believe it. I mean, it's only up to your waist, but I'm told that when you get out there, you're really kind of struggling to move about, and you'll be buffeted quite a lot.
Yeah, I'm mucking around and stuff, but genuinely, I mean, looking at that, the speed of the water coming over the weir, I'm 6 foot, if that's a bit optimistic, 5'11" perhaps. 13.5 stone, but I'd imagine for any kind of kids, a 9-year-old 4 foot, then it'd be a very different scenario altogether. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the water's like when I'm in amongst it.
Good luck.
Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome. As Chris shouts for help, explain what's going on.
What we have here is a scenario where a couple of canoeists have got themselves in trouble and have gone over the edge of the weir. What we're doing here is a technique called live baiting, which we'll use for a scenario where an individual can't self-rescue themselves, and an SRT trained technician will swim out to the rescuer, to the person to be rescued, grab hold of them, and you can see he's being pulled in safely so that he comes out of the weir to a point of safety. With a weir, what we have as they go over the weir, we have what they call a boil line, and it means that the person who's trapped cannot get themselves out of the weir and they have to be rescued. As you can see there, we've got the other canoeist who is clinging on for dear life to the weir and the canoe, and we're going to use a different sort of technique to rescue him.
And is that because of the torrents of water that keep coming over the weir, just keep you in position and you just can't move?
It is, yeah, because like I said, the weir won't let you out of it, and one of the factors with moving water like this is it's relentless. And it quickly tires you out, and the cold weather will soon sap your energy and you won't be able to get yourself out of any of the water at all.
It's quite a realistic scenario, it can happen quite a lot.
It is, yeah, it's a very realistic scenario. We do have instances where people who are unfamiliar with rivers will go out in inappropriate with inappropriate equipment, inappropriate personal protective equipment on, and soon get themselves in trouble. As you can see from the equipment what our guys are actually wearing, they've got full dry suits on, they've got equipment on underneath which will keep them warm, they've got personal flotation devices on, they've got gloves, they've got boots, and they've got helmets to protect themselves, and we need that to go into the water, and people do go in sometimes very inequipped.
And as we've been talking, I mean, Chris has been pulled in already and wouldn't be receiving any medical treatment he needed. And also the guy on the raft, he's almost at shore. It's over in a matter of seconds, isn't it, really?
Yeah, all the techniques we use are very quick. This is what we call a rescue sled, and it can be used on water, it can be used on ice, mud. And what we'll do, as you saw, it's basically like a raft, and they paddle out to a person who needs rescuing, and they can quickly get hold of him and get out to a point of safety.
Now he's safe and everyone's all right.
Yeah, good outcome to the scenario. Everybody's out safe and well.
Excellent, thank you very much. Chris, you've been rescued successfully. How was that for you?
Genuinely, a little bit kind of, I wouldn't say scary, but because you know it's a controlled environment. But if you were in there, if you had a few beers in a beer garden, decide to go for a swim, if you're a little lad in your school holidays to go for a swim, it's a horrible place to be. The power of the weir you cannot appreciate till you're in there. And there's one point as well, because there was actually, I don't know, there's a shopping trolley or bike frame, but my foot got a little bit kind of wedged in it. And even though, as I say, controlled environment, you can still kind of just imagine what it'd be like to actually be stuck. The noise is unbelievable as well, so if you're trying to get someone's attention, if you're stuck near a weir, you don't stand a chance of getting anyone's attention just because of the noise. You just hope you get spotted. So I've stayed warm and dry because I've got all the gear on, but if you've had a few beers, decided to go for a swim, or if you're playing around, you don't stand a chance.
But you're quite out of breath, and you've only just almost strolled out there and you've been pulled back, you haven't done nothing and you're still out of breath.
Yeah, it's hard work just to try and stay afloat, not even swimming anywhere, just staying afloat with all the kind of power of the water churning round. It's exhausting. I mean, I'm not a superhero, but I'm a fairly fit bloke that can, I'd have thought, be a competent swimmer. And even then, I felt quite panicky. So, just don't bother.
And you're cold? How's the temp? How was the water? Was it cold? Was it?
It's not too bad actually. It wasn't too chilly initially, but you can soon see how after spending more than 2 or 3 minutes in there, it will get cold.
But you're wearing a suit, of course.
Yeah, I've got a suit, dry suit, and a nice woolly lining inside of it. So I'm supposed to be all right. But even in this, your feet and your hands, you're trying to grip older stuff, and your hands get freezing cold, and then you don't stand a chance against the power of the water.
And how did you feel when you get pulled in?
It's a brilliant feeling, as I keep saying, even though it's a controlled environment and just a kind of like a test, just to know that someone's there. They shout contact, they've got you, that thing that they've got, that moment they've got you, you know, you're kind of, okay, I'm going home now. It's a really good feeling, even though I knew I wasn't genuinely in trouble. It's still great to know you've been taken home.